Hello, I want to talk about predictability, that word that becomes a phenomenon of life. After a while in your life, you realize things are so predictable, extremely predictable. And you think of, sci-fi, Matrix, and various forms of theories about the simulation universe, where everything is basically programmed. And you realize you can live in a place with certain people, with large groups of people, in a city, in a town, for 1,000 years, and nothing will be offbeat until the end, when everything goes black for everyone. Nothing. And then you think, what's that about? For me, I thought about it for a long time. And I thought, well, it's just, some kind of a teenage reaction of wanting something to happen, wanting something interesting. But then you realize, no, it's not just that you want some kind of flamboyant drama or something, because, no, having that sort of addiction to stimulus, to entertainment, is not the same as noticing that how many people around you, what things that you do in your daily life, the places you go to. Just think, for 1,000 years, will there be anything coming offbeat that sort of is, wow, I didn't know you thought about that, or something that sort of changes perspective, something that gets into the head by a question, by a comment, by a feeling, by an invitation, and then changes something in the head, something for the better, something for the more interesting, something for expansion. And I guess that's why many people don't know why they are feeling perhaps down or bad, especially maybe creative people who are more addicted to this kind of things. I don't know, because this is a fact, and it's like everything is singing the same song, and you notice it after a while that things go by a certain pattern. The things that people say, the phrases that they use, the words, the grammar, which does not change, does not evolve. No ideas that spring out. Nothing is combined into something new. For example, information over the last couple of years will be swept out and replaced by something new that comes in the next couple of years. Nothing will be sort of connected. And you realize, wow, there are few places that you can get stimulated. And for me, when I was a child, I was very interested in planets and all kinds of sci-fi stuff, ancient Egypt and all that. And for me, I thought everyone was interested in this. Adults, of course they were. Because my dad, I always asked him questions, he answered. So I thought every other adult is just as interested. It never occurred to my mind that people couldn't be interested in stuff like this. Then you realize, then I thought, okay, school will teach me something, because that's where the grown-ups were. That's where they had their information coming from, right? So you pass three grades, not grades, classes, whatever. You pass 6 years, you pass 12 years, and you realize, that was basic school, grammar school, how do you say that in English? Grundskolan, we say in Sweden. And then you realize university. But then you realize in the end, university is just people who have put up with a certain group mentality and gotten to work in an already corrupt system. For example, academia in Sweden is very corrupt. You basically, the institution where you take your how do you say that, doctor exam, PhD, everybody sticks to their own group, and every sort of abnormal, not abnormal, but every deviant idea gets sort of pushed behind or forced to change locality. And the ideas in universities, for example, I've studied philosophy, they are so full of dust, so stagnated, so dead compared to what's going on YouTube, compared to some renegade philosophers throughout history, that you realize it's all just some kind of an industry, some kind of a work, some kind of a charade there too. So this predictability has nothing to do with, the common man versus the academian man or something like that. It's present in every system. That's what makes it so scary, sort of, because it's everywhere. And it's and people who seem to be free from it are also everywhere. From a guy who cleans a facility, from some academician or whatever, a football player, anybody. And this is really special because you realize that you have to find the right group of people. Sorry, the table is shaking. You have to seek out. Those who seek shall find. And sometimes when you can't find something, you can always empty yourself. You can always go out on a mountaintop and do trips or whatever, go out in nature and clean yourself. So if you have both of that, people who can confront you, people who can stimulate you, change something in you, be organic, have an organic life basically, where things do not grow in a straight predictable way. Although everything is in a sense predictable, it's everything has its own genetical makeup, but that's just genetical predicament. What kind of what's your starting kit basically through life, and then you need to take care of it. And this is something amazing. Because as I said, for a long time I thought maybe I'm just trying to maybe I'm just having this typical the man, he thinks he knows something, everybody else does not understand, the Matrix movie, these cliches. It's not like that, but it's sort of like that, to be honest. And the more I live, even now as a father and a married man, it's still there. Even though I work, it's not gonna go away. So if you have that feeling, it's not gonna go away. And there's only one way. It's like deeper into that. You have to be less compromising with that kind of gut feeling that drags you forward. You see, that tells you, this, don't worry, don't think, this is what you have to do, this is what you have to deal with, this is what you have to go through. That's all you can do, and the more you let go for that, the better life it becomes. At least that's been working out for me. And it does not imply anything chaotic, let me tell you that. I for example, am very poison, like a poison military, everything is ordered. So it doesn't mean that you are just a crazy, wild-eyed person going through some energy sphere or something like that. No, I'm just very passionate about this subject, because I've noticed it. I can conclude that you have to really seek out your environment. And if you are lucky to have friends, people you meet regularly, regelbundet, on a regular basis. So that's good for you. Or if you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, somebody to spend your life with, that's great. And in the absence of that, from my personal experience, is that I always just let go go out somewhere in nature and just let go of every sort of concept idea and let that pure sort of energy spring up and, you know, charge me up. But then, as I said, you see, I've been through various stages of life, and now I'm in the family stage, a family man, and it's still there. You can still see this, and you react the way towards it just as you did when you were, you know, beginning on your sort of down the rabbit hole trip. But I've become much more smoother, mature in it, I guess. And the important thing, I've made use of it. And there's always, you know, you can make use of things like these. It's not just a coffee conversation. You can make use of it. That's different for everyone, but you can make use of it. For me, it's helped me because I realize, like, you really have to just go with your gut, because things out there are so predictable, so normalized, so static. But it's easy to be fooled. It's easy to be sort of slowly humiliated into accepting the charades and stuff like that. And yeah, be tricked by clothing, by style, by appearances and all that. And yeah, so I'm lucky. I've sort of made through this on an early stage in life, and there's so much diving to do. So yeah, take care and all the best. Dive deep and all that. Ciao.